In an ideal world, everyone has a paid internship, but I think young people should just be really focused on getting experience however they can. And sometimes that means literally raising your hand to create an opportunity that doesn't exist. If that happens to be an unpaid opportunity, even if for a short period of time, I'm all for it because you're going after what you think you deserve.
Hi everyone, it's Sophie. I'm here in Washington Square Park with the amazing Megan Lois. Megan is the founder of an incredible platform called Gen Z VCs, and today we're so excited to partner with them, and I'm going to be passing the mic to Megan to talk to amazing young people about their opinions on all things companies and founders and really how Gen Z plays a role when it comes to financial responsibility, unpaid internships, and many more. So, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go!
Tell me your name, where you're from, and what is your POV on unpaid internships?
I'm Grace West. I'm from New Jersey. I mean, a girl likes to catch a few dollars here and there, but I think unpaid internships are really good. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like experience?
Experience,
Yeah.
yes. This is my walking thesaurus. Yeah, I think it's a great experience, but I think it'd be worth it to catch a dollar or a few.
My name's Aria. I'm from Northern California. I have mixed feelings because I feel like, again, it could be a good experience, but I feel like it's just not fair. I've done an unpaid internship before, and I look back and I was like, yeah, I learned a couple of things, but I also committed so much time and energy. So I think it depends on the content and the company too. Like if you're a huge company and you can't, even just like college credits, like if you can't afford to just give someone college credits, and it's just like, it's not fair. Like underrepresented communities, it's also like extremely unfair because like, yes, it's another experience for them to get up on the totem pole or whatever, but it's like they still should be compensated fairly for their work, and that just usually doesn't happen.
Where does that perspective really come from?
I grew up in that kind of like hustle culture, like businesses, stuff like that. So at first, like I thought like, oh, like it's a way for you to get out there, like it's an experience, you should take it. But then after actually doing an unpaid internship and also just like being a college student, it's like, it's not fair, especially for a huge company that you can afford to have interns. Like you should just be paying all of your interns. Again, it's not fair, it's not equal, and it does more harm than good in my opinion.
I'm Zoe Wallace, Atlanta. Honestly, I've been trying to get an internship recently, and it sucks because the city is expensive and I can't really live here without one, but I also can't live without money. So I think it's kind of stupid, honestly.
Does it change based on industry? Like I know before you mentioned you're in filmmaking, so
Really, if you're putting in work and you're helping out a company and you're doing a job, you should get paid for your job, regardless.
My name is Zion. I'm from Manhattan. I think it should be available for other people to understand and like learn more things, meaning people that haven't had a job or don't understand exactly what working is should take an internship so they know what's ahead of them.
My name is Donovan, and I'm from Manhattan as well. And my view on unpaid internships is that I feel like it should be like an age cap. Like over a certain age, I feel like you should be able to like get paid for the internship.
My name is Weston, and like them, I'm from Manhattan too. It's kind of mixy. It's like, just like what he said, there should be an age gap. I feel like it's important because like you do need experience in the work field, so you do need internships, yeah.
My name is Weston Kerno, and I'm from Lawrence, Kansas. Unpaid internships are a sort of downside of the reality of working. I'm from Kansas, and so unpaid internships oftentimes help people advance in their communities, but at the same time, the cost of living in places like Kansas and such is so low, and typically parents live in the area where it's fine, but places like New York and Boston, I understand that would probably be probably a matter of justice that is failing people our age.
if we're thinking about big companies that have the money to pay, what about startups and small businesses?
I think it just depends on the market. I'm involved in the Episcopal Church, and so things like that, churches oftentimes don't have excess funds to pay a lot of people, right? And so you're sort of working for a vocational higher calling, but banks, finance, IB, whatever, come on.
So my name's Freya, I'm from DC, and I think unpaid internships are a bit of a gamble. I personally am not looking for any because I live in New York and I need money. However, like I do have friends who find really cool opportunities at companies that they would love to work at and they have dreamt of working at, and it's an unpaid opportunity, and if they have the resources to take it, I'm sure they'd love to. But for me personally right now, no. I'm also only a sophomore in college, so I have a few more years to kind of figure that out. I would say definitely moving to New York has changed my opinion, yeah.
My name is Juliana. I'm from New York. My take on unpaid internships is kind of similar to Freya's. Personally, the internship I'm working now, I get paid. I think it's important to be compensated for what you're doing. I think especially if you're contributing to something, it's important that you also can kind of get something in return and like reap the benefits of your hard work. However, if you're getting school credit, I think that's also different because you are reaping a benefit. In addition, I think if it's a company too, like a dream company that will give you those benefits in the future, maybe get you to a better job. I think it's kind of like based on case. But personally, right now, I'm not, and I know a lot of other students aren't necessarily looking for an unpaid internship because so many companies will pay you. So it's almost like more of like the company standard, I would say.
I'm Alex Shapiro. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, but now I live in New York City. My opinion on unpaid internships is that it shouldn't be allowed. A lot of people go through a lot of hard work, such as interviews, applications, like any other regular job, and do a lot of the same work that a regular employee would do. So I think that we should get compensated for that work.
My name is Jessie, and I am originally from Honolulu, Hawaii, and I also live in New York City right now. I also agree with Ali. I don't think it should be allowed. At that point, you might as well just go to class.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I agree with Jessie and Ali. I think that it's super unfair to ask someone to do the same amount of work as another employee and not get paid for it. I also think that it creates a really unfair disparity between people who can afford to take an unpaid internship and people who have to work for money to live and pay rent and pay for school. And so it's super unfair. It places people in really uncomfortable positions as well. So,
what about startups or small businesses, nonprofits that don't, like, I think a lot of us, when we think unpaid internships, we think of big corporations not paying people. Do you have a different opinion on sort of mission-driven startups or small companies that maybe don't have the budget?
I still think that there should be at least some amount of pay or some amount of benefit to the work that they're getting.
I've personally worked as an unpaid intern in a nonprofit. Well, I didn't get money, but what I did get out of it was like experience and like promotions. I did get awards. Sometimes those can be, more useful than money, but in some cases, and it depends on the person, like it can be kind of an inconvenience. So like as long as they're trying their best and like trying to like uplift the people who are unpaid interns is like fine with me, but then it really, again, it depends on the situation.
yeah, I think it really depends on whether or not the intern is being kind of exploited or not, I suppose. So like if a large company can afford to pay interns and just decides not to, then that's one thing. But if it's a small nonprofit or a small business of some sort, it feels maybe a little bit less exploitative because they might not have the means to pay their interns as much as like a large corporation would.
My name is Megan Loist. I'm the founder and CEO of Gen Z VCs. We have 23,000 plus Gen Z innovators from 80 countries all over the world. Think Gen Z founders, VCs, students, operators, all looking to make a really big impact and change on the world through investing and building amazing companies for the future. I'm excited to see you around.